What's going on, y'all, and welcome back. It is the 1st of December here in Texas 2021, and it's like 80 degrees, so perfect Christmas weather. Today we're going to do what I never thought I'd do on an outboard. If you see my previous videos, which is change the oil on the outboard. Now, of course, this is a 4-stroke. That's why we're changing the oil of the outboard. If you have a 2-stroke, you would never do that, obviously. But if you're like me and this is all foreign to you and you have no idea how to change the oil in a 4-stroke outboard, stick around. All right, a few things we're gonna need. First of which is gonna be a flusher or some way to run your outboard. Because before you change the oil, you have to have the engine warmed up to normal operating temperature. So no matter how you do it, just make sure you have the engine warmed up and you'll be good to go. Second is gonna be some kind of oil pan. Doesn't matter, I have this one right here. I got from Walmart for like $15. Next, you're gonna wanna find the oil drain. On this is a 2008 Mercury, 115 horsepower, 4-stroke. So on these, the oil drain is going to be on the port side. So if you're at the back of the boat looking forward, it's going to be on your left. Remember, port has 4 letters in it, and so does left. That's how you remember port. Anyway, it's going to be a 18 millimeter. That's what fits mine. Now, what you're going to want to do is tilt the motor all the way up before you drain it, and turn the motor to the left, so it kind of flops down, and this is going to be your lowest point right here. Then you're going to want to have some kind of oil filter wrench. Sometimes you don't need them. You can get them off by hand, but sometimes a wrench helps. Sometimes will come off by hand, but other times you need one of these. And this is not a necessity, it's just something I do. It's going to be a oil analysis kit from Blackstone. You can use any company you want. I'm not sponsored by anybody, but I use Blackstone because they're the easiest and I like how they do things. Comes with everything you need, and once you're done, you just put it back in the same thing and literally just set this on the table at the post office and they take it back. Since this oil has not been changed since new, which I'm pretty sure, because on Mercury VesselView, which I'll get into here in a second, I went into the maintenance records and that record has never been reset in the computer. So I'm pretty sure this oil has never been changed, so I'm very curious to see what this analysis comes back as. All right, so first things first, let's get this engine up to temp. All right, so we're here in Mercury VesselView. As you can see, we turn the key on, so the Bluetooth will kick on the engine, and we can find it here on our phone. We just click on Lund. That's what I have this profile named as, connecting to the module. Just make sure you're close to the engine when you're doing this. Go ahead and start it. And this is what I like to use, as you can see right here. You can customize your screen how you want it. You can go through several different ones. There's the stock one, but this one here's my favorite. All right, you can see the engine's come alive. Our RPMs, the water temperature is 61 degrees right now. We need to get that up. Obviously, this engine runs around 130 to 140. It seems like under normal operating temperature. But as you can see, all the other parameters, it has gallons per hour, that sort of thing. And we'll go over here to the maintenance screen. So you can see here, whenever somebody resets this from in the computer, it doesn't matter where you read it from, i.e. the VesselView, or if you would take it into Mercury, they can see when the last time this was changed. If this would have been changed at Mercury or anything like that, they were to reset this. But as you can see right here, the oil, it needs to be replaced. It has 12 hours left. This engine only has, I think, there it is right there, 88.2. The engine oil is supposed to be changed every 100 hours. So this has never been reset. You can do the math and tell that unless somebody did this at home, which I seriously doubt the previous owner did, it's never been changed. All right, so we've reached our normal operating temperature here, which is about 133. It went up to about 135, and then the thermostat opened and it went back down. So we're gonna kill the engine and we'll get started draining this oil. All right, once underneath here, just so you can get oriented, here's the oil fill right here on the top of the cylinder head. And then down here, we have our oil dipstick right here. And then here's our oil filter. So this, we're gonna go ahead and spin off. We're gonna throw our rags down underneath this because there's gonna be oil in there that drips down once we loosen it. Okay, so on this engine, like I said earlier, we're going to tilt it up and we're going to turn the engine to the left. Now, if you have a newer engine, you know, within the past, you know, I would say 5 years, I can't remember the exact year model. I'll look that up and try to see. You do not tilt the engine. It actually, you can drain it without removing that bolt all the way. But on this one, we're going to remove the bolt all the way. All right, not too bad. We have our oil collected right here, and make sure you clean it up before you put the lid on it. We have our lid securely on it. We're gonna go ahead and wipe this clean. All right, the oil sample is collected and ready to go, and the postage is already paid and everything. All you do is basically just take it to the post office, set it on the table, and they take it. All right, so pretty much the most important thing that I forgot to mention is you're gonna need an oil change kit from Mercury or Quicksilver, or you can just buy the oil yourself. This particular engine here calls for 5.2, I know that's weird, 5.2 quarts of 25W40 oil. Now, what's weird is the kit sold by Mercury and the Quicksilver kit both come with only 5 quarts. I don't know why. Per specifications by the manufacturer, it is 5.2. A lot of people brought this up. They run 5 quarts. It's just fine. Even on the dipstick, it doesn't read low. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the 5 quarts that came with the kit in the engine, and we're gonna check the oil and go from there. If it is too low, we'll go get another quart of this and add to it. The kit also comes with everything you need. It comes with the oil filter, and it comes with the washer that goes behind the drain screw. All right, like I said, be sure you get the correct oil change kit, because these engines were a different size than the newer models. These were 1731 cc's, so I think that is 1.7. The newer engines were a little bigger, but the oil filter is actually, the housing is a little smaller, because I did order the wrong kit at first, had to send it back because I noticed the oil filter was a lot smaller and it wasn't going to work. The oil is about done draining, so let's go ahead and put the drain plug back in and put our new washer on the back of that plug, and then we'll go ahead and replace the oil filter. Here's the old washer coming off. And here we go with the new washer. Let's go ahead and clean this just a little bit. Put our oil plug back in. You want to make sure you change that washer, and you want to make sure this plug is installed correctly, because this is below the water line. Even if it lets just a tiny bit of water in your oil, you're gonna have a bad day, and possibly look at a marketplace for a new engine. All right, so we're gonna tighten this down. All right, let's go ahead and work on that oil filter. Now, when I stuff this rag, I don't take this oil dipstick out, because I don't want whatever I'm stirring up down here to get in the dipstick hole. Man, keep hitting you, sorry. All right, let's see if this wrench will work. Now, go slow on these, because I don't know if you saw that metal crush in, but just like it did on the fuel filter on the Cummins, if you squeeze too hard, it will just wreck this. And sometimes you just gotta, it's not gonna come off fast, you gotta go slow. All right, here we go. Let's see. Okay. I don't know if you can see that right there. 92407. This is a 2008 model boat and motor, and usually the model year is the upcoming year from when it was manufactured. That looks like a date to me, and it looks like 2007, indicating to me this is the original oil filter and most likely the original oil. Unreal. This engine held up with old oil, so I'm super curious to see what Blackstone says about this oil and what all stuff we have in it. And mainly what the inside of our engine looks like and things are doing in there. Just like any oil filter, you want to put a little coat of oil. We're not going to fill this one because we got to turn it sideways to put it on, and then all our oil will run out. It'll make a big mess, and we don't want that. Generally, you just want to put these on hand tight. All right, that has changed. Pretty much the last step, and I would say is one of the more important steps, is just filling this thing back up with oil. So, take your oil cap off. If you look up here and it's a little dirty, go ahead and clean that off before you take this off, because you don't want any contaminants getting down in your oil. And simply pour your oil in. And while we're sitting here just filling this up, as you can probably tell from my videos, I can work on boats and everything else. I like to pretend I'm a fisherman, but I don't have the best luck a lot of times fishing. If you really want to watch somebody catch fish and then show you how to clean them and eat them all in the same video, go check out my friend Mark. We've been friends for years and years and years. He does a lot of fishing down at the coast, and his channel is called Fishing for Dinner. Go ahead and check him out. You'll be hooked on that channel. You'll be sitting there watching it all day. And it'll make you hungry too, all the good stuff that he cooks. So we got 5 quarts in there. I think I said 5.2 earlier. It actually takes 5.3. So let's see what it says. All right, we are halfway up on the safe bar, so it's obviously within the normal range. All right, last step. Put your oil cap back on. All right, so I have the ignition on. I have VesselView pulled back up. We're gonna go ahead and start this engine, check for leaks, and all that good stuff. One thing I do think is weird on VesselView, there's no parameter for oil pressure unless you buy a special sensor and put it in there. I would think that would be included, but I guess not. As you can see where it says oil pressure here, optional sensors may not be available. I click it, nothing happens, so that's okay. We'll do it the old-fashioned way and look, listen for knocking. Now we're going to check around our oil filter here. Everything's looking good. I don't see anything seeping. Might be a little residual oil down there, but that's okay. Let's go over here to our drain plug. As you can see here, nothing. It's completely dry. That is awesome. So we're going to go back into the Mercury app with the engine off. Let me turn off this water real quick. We're going to go into maintenance. Okay. So what you do is you just click oil or whatever you did on this maintenance. Oil is the only thing I did today. It doesn't have anything else listed that we did. So go ahead and log maintenance. And we replace the oil. And we're going to save. Maintenance has been saved. As you can see now, I moved it all the way back down there to the bottom. And the next time we have to do oil is 100 hours. All right, so thank y'all again for sticking around. As you can see, it's not hard at all. It's just intimidating a little bit if you've never done it and have never messed with engine oil on an outboard. I know it's new to a lot of y'all. So if you're feeling intimidated, don't worry about it. It's a piece of cake. It's very, very easy. If you like this video, please hit that thumbs up button. And also consider subscribing too, because we have just everything you could ever imagine on this channel. Lawnmowers, boats, to diesels, whatever you can think of. You never know what you're going to see next on this channel. Thanks again for watching. Y'all take care, and we'll see y'all soon.